Hi guys and welcome to my channel. What do you think I'm doing today? I'm just cooking pancakes and listening to the shouting before I go on holiday. Hi guys and welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I may have some explaining to do. So there was no video this weekend. Annoyingly, I don't know why, but our internet decides what goes up and what doesn't, and that's mainly the reason why some videos are missing on a Saturday. And in that video there was an announcement that we are on our way to Scotland. Yay! So we booked this trip only a couple of weeks ago and we thought we'd kind of surprise the internet that we are going, and that was meant to be the announcement on the video that unfortunately did not upload. So we are skipping that one and we're moving straight into travelling vlogs, and we are actually making a video today based on taking an electric car all the way up to Scotland. So whilst booking this trip, obviously there's a few things you have to factor in, especially with an electric car. Miles do drain, especially on big long roads like motorways. So we are fully charged today. We got 180 miles because it is a little bit colder. We didn't go to 220, which we usually get, which is would have been a lot better, obviously. So we have already planned and broken up our journey to accommodate charging, and also we are staying in an Airbnb tonight, and then by tomorrow we will be in Scotland. So obviously there's pros and cons to taking an electric car all the way up on such a long journey. It is around 7.5 hours in total, and hold on. The roundabout at the first exit and follow the A11. Obviously taking a car on a long journey like that, especially when it's electric, there are some worries. The long roads, the motorways especially, are where our miles get completely drained. So we have topped it up to 180, as I said, and we will be stopping in 2 hours to our first stop to hopefully charge again. There are benefits though to taking the car all the way up to Scotland, that there was and potentially still is a petrol problem at the moment. We never got affected by that because we're electric, so we don't need to worry. So things like that, and also paying for electric and paying for our fuel to get to Scotland is also not a problem as long as we stick to the ones that we get for free. So we've got a lot of driving to do, so we are gonna meet you in Peterborough where we're gonna charge next, and we're gonna kind of catch you up on how many miles got used up and how long we've got to charge for until we get to the next. So we'll see you in off. We are just outside Peterborough, and we are in a very small service station with this one little Genie Point. Now we went to Genie Point yesterday at Morrison's and it refused to work for us, so we were hoping when we saw this Genie Point that it wouldn't be the same, but it is charging. We're going to charge for a total of, it's going to take us an hour and 5 minutes to get back to full charge. There is a Starbucks, so we can have something to drink and eat. And yeah, we have a few tips though for driving so far. We found that going on eco mode, if your car has an eco mode, ours does, it restricts the amount of miles you can drive, so we can only go up to around 67 miles per hour, but it does mean that it's capped. So that's definitely saved quite a few miles for us. It's meant that we haven't lost a lot doing the long roads at a higher speed. We've also been driving without any air conditioning or heating. That's also a really, really good tip, because that also obviously uses the electric to either heat up or cool down the car. So it's been a bit cold in the car, but we've been fine, and we've been driving on eco, which is nice because we're just cruising really. Yeah, so we've got to wait for the hour. We're going to head in and get a drink, and then we're going to hopefully be fully charged by then. So far we've been fine, and we had 180 miles to start with, and it went down to around 69 by the time we've had to stop. So our buffer, which is obviously the miles that get drained quicker, like going uphill, going on the long roads, going faster, we've had enough. So we haven't gone too low either, so that's really, really good. So yeah, we're going to go and head in, and we'll catch you in a minute.
You got
Yeah, hold my hand, buddy.
Which is a bummer. I didn't bring it.
So yeah, that was an hour and 17 minutes, and we are 99% now.
Yeah.
So we've got 180 miles, and that what for 120 miles it cost us £10.39.
Yeah.
For
So this
an
one,
hour and 17 minutes charge.
yeah. So this one did actually cost, didn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, that one did cost us because Kev did change his mind last minute, but it was really quick, and for £10 to get us another, well, essentially 180 miles to the next stop, that's not too bad. We're hoping now though we're going to be using free ones, or ones that aren't as expensive, but the ones obviously on the side of the road, just like petrol, are always going to be way more expensive than ones that are more like inland, that like Lidl's and things like that. Those are always usually a lot less than the ones like on the main road. So we are on our way to the next one, because that was quite small, we were hoping to get something a bit more substantial to eat. So we're going to try and find somewhere where we can eat properly and get like a nice big lunch in us, and it's actually another grid serve. So obviously if you watch our previous videos, we have been to a grid serve before when we were living in Essex, so it's going to be similar to that one as well, so that's going to be really interesting to see what that's like. I don't think they've got any ones that will be free for us, so we are going to have to pay for it again, but it just means that we've got peace of mind that we're going to really stretch out our miles as much as possible. So yeah, that is where we're on to next, and yeah, we will meet you there. As you can see, we're actually back on the road. We did stop for something to eat because it was, we did stop for something to eat because we were getting a bit hungry, and me and Kev didn't bother with breakfast this morning. But the charging station, there was only one, and you could only use it one at a time, and there were like 3 cars ahead of us. So even by the time we'd finished, the 3rd car was still charging, and it's just taking a lot more of our time away. So we thought, you know what, we've got enough miles to make it to our destination, but it's whether or not we're going to risk going all the way. So we've got 123 miles, and it is 79.8 miles to our end destination today for our Airbnb. So we will have, what does that leave us with? What? About 50 miles left, which isn't bad at all, and it is doable. So we're going to see if we're going to take the risk. We are still driving an eco. It's warm enough now that we really don't need any heating or aircon on. If we need a bit of air, we can open a window, so we're not going to be using the battery for that. So I think we'll be fine. But yeah, we didn't want to wait much longer because it looked like it was taking quite a while for people, and also we'd had to pay for it anyway because it wasn't a free one. So yeah, we are back on the road, and we are on the way to Clitheroe. Yeah, we're on the way. So yeah, we will either meet you at a charging station or we'll meet you at our end destinations. We've still got a bit of driving to do now, so we will meet you later. In the end, our maps actually decided to up the miles. So it was supposed to be like 81, and then it changed to 99, which would have meant we would have only been left with around 19 miles. So we decided, after finding 2 charging stations, that we would pick this one. It's a really simple system. You don't need an app for this one. This is the Osprey one. It has the CCS, and it also has the CHAdeMO, and then over there it has the Type 2 and a CCS as well, but that one wasn't working. So we're on this one, and all you literally do is just tap your card and then plug it in, rather than going through apps, which is nice and simple. Because the one we went to, which was on the main road, somebody had already nabbed it, and they were going to take about half an hour, and that's fine. But it is already 4 o'clock, and it would mean that we wouldn't get to our place till around 6:30, 7. So this way we're doing it quickly. It's only going to take about an hour to get full again, and we don't need it fully charged, but we're going to do it anyway because it's just worth doing it that way. Yeah, a little bit stressed, a little bit of a sweaty palm, because we had to come off of the road, go onto the opposite side of the road to find somebody already using it, to then panicking to find another one, to then finding another one, to then that one not working. to then coming to this one. This is probably the biggest problem with chargers around in the UK, is that there are loads of them, but not all of them work. Not all of them are the same. And if you go to one and somebody's already using it, you've got to wait a substantial amount of time. They could have been there just then. They could nearly be finishing. It seems to be that the kind of code of conduct is to ask one another how long you're going to be, because obviously these things take ages. So we've had people knock on our window asking us how long we're going to be, and we just seem to be trying to be brave enough to ask people like how long is it going to be, so that we can either wait if it's going to be like 10 minutes, or we can make a snap decision and change, because sometimes it's just not worth staying that extra hour if there's one in the vicinity. And we found one within like 5 minutes, so now we're on it. We've saved ourselves like 25 minutes. That charging station did actually charge us another £10. It's a little bit frustrating, but the Shell and the Polar Plus charging stations seem to be a bit notorious to find. We are now on our way, hopefully, to the campsite. It's saying on here that it's going to take about 35 miles. Really hoping this is it now. I think we're kind of done with charging for today, and we will tell her, like, we will kind of come back to you when we get there, and hopefully we can give you a little tour if it's still light enough to do so. But yeah, I just think we're super eager to get there now. It's really pretty around where we are. That it's kind of taking us around country roads now for some weird reason. Our sat nav's got a bit doolally, but yeah, I mean, at least we'll see some scenery. Woo. So we have just arrived at the caravan site. Woo! We made it on electricity. We are in Clitheroe, kind of outside of it anyway, which is right up in Lancashire. And it's so beautiful. If you saw it earlier, some of the shots were just mind-blowingly gorgeous. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the caravan, and then we are going to say goodnight to you and meet you tomorrow on the trip, which will be the second video that we put up, because I'm going to try and get this one up really, really quickly. This is actually called, I believe, hold on, I'll show you outside quickly. It's called Poppies, and it's really sweet. It's quite a big caravan. So as you come in the front door, you've got the living room in here, and we've got like a full kitchen, microwave, fridge down there, sink, and then over here there's the oven. And then there's also a dining space, plenty of space for 5. A living space, again, plenty of space for 5. And it's all red, like a poppy, and poppy curtains. And then we've got a little fire, a TV as well, lots of films and games for kids. So really, really kid friendly. Lots of storage as well if we needed it. Obviously, if we were staying longer, that would make a lot more sense. The ladies provided us loads of things. We've got loads of sponges, sanitizers, washing up liquid. Even in the fridge, we've got milk. Whoop. And jam as well, which is so nice. And then there's also teas and coffees and creamer and things like that for coffee and stuff, which I don't drink anyway. We've got lighters if we need to use the hob, which we're not going to. The toilet is really generous. It's quite big. And then there's a shower over there as well. Again, lots of hand sanitizer, air fresheners, loads and loads of things we need. And then as we come through, we've got a little double room here, which the boys are going to sleep in. It's really cozy and very sweet, and they've got a little light up there if they need it as well. And then Lou's got a little separate room, which is a bit more girly anyway. We've just turned the radiators on because it's a little bit chilly, but they're working perfect. There's also hot water bottles, and I believe there's these on the floor as well, and I don't know if they're lights or heated blankets because they're attached to the bed. So if anyone knows what they are, then let me know, but I'm not going to use those tonight, I don't think, because I'm just a bit unsure about that. But yeah, she's got a sweet little room. And then going from Elwyn's room to our room, and this is this room again, all poppies, very pretty, really big, loads of wardrobe storage, obviously if we're going to stay longer. Another radiator in our room and a mirror. And yeah, it's just all really pretty, everything we need, clocks, lights, everything. It's just got everything. So yeah, it's so beautiful up here. The sun's followed us all the way up here. The caravan is wonderful. It's really well stocked. and we've got everything we could need. So I'm super happy with that as well. We'll put the Airbnb listing down below if you guys want to check it out as well. If you've got a family of 5, it's perfect. So what we're going to do now is just go and explore the grounds. There's a little park the kids are going to go and play in, and then we're going to hit the hay and get some sleep. So we'll see you in the morning for us, but for you it will be our second video. So we will catch you then. Have a great night, guys. I know we will. Bye.
Now we play this game.
Yeah, we can play the game.